What are some fun things to do around with your ESO at home that isn't sex? Hide and seek. Hiding as an adult is simultaneously easier and more difficult because you're way more creative about where you hide, but also like twice as tall as you were the last time you probably played. I often go away for work, and before I leave I sometimes hide something, chocolate/wine/whatevs, in the house and text the GF saying treasure hunt is on. She then has to find it while I'm away. I swear she's like a bloodhound. My husband works third shift and I'm home with 2 tiny children, so we usually don't see each other during the week for long periods of time. I have a giant dry erase board and we will leave little notes for each other, just saying I love you, or silly things like little poems or drawings. It's fun to get up in the morning and find a surprise on the board. For Valentine's I wrote him a dirty haiku in his card, and I woke up to this on the board. Roses are red, violets are finer. If you suck my dick I'll lick your vagina. I like to purposely misunderstand her in ridiculous ways. She might ask me to bring up her post-it notes from downstairs, so I'll say no worries and bring up the toaster, then very seriously ask her what on earth she wanted that for. When she asked for her car keys and I dragged up the Christmas tree was probably the highlight. Edit. For those wondering, the car keys had a USB on the key ring. You should have heard her when the Christmas tree started coming through the bedroom door. Play board games. Or cuddle up on a couch watching movies. Or spending a day in the kitchen cooking a massive meal, just for the sake of it. Cooking together is great. You learn teamwork and communication, assuming you haven't been married for ages, and you discover a lot of weird ways each other do things having grown up in different houses. Plus, you get a good meal at the end. Who doesn't like food? A word of warning though, you can get fat together real fast, because cooking together is fun. And you keep doing it, and you keep making a lot of yummy food, and a few months later you look at yourselves, and you're like maybe we should get good at making salads and salads only? We play fight and wrestle sometimes, but that sometimes ends up in sex anyway. The last time my wife and I wrestled, it was a little over years ago, so 6 months into our marriage. I ended up laying there limp on the bed, unable to move my head. She was like, "What just happened? I can't move my head blah blah blah." We get me to sports medicine guy. Turns out I pulled a disc in my neck, was in a brace for 3 weeks. So needless to say, we don't wrestle anymore. Read books. Play Overcooked. Edit. Reading together. Imagine sitting quietly with your SO each reading something you don't have to talk, you're both engaged, and you acknowledge each other non-verbally, touches, glances etc. Pause to read some passage you like to her, or ask what a word or cultural reference means. I think it's very relaxing. Recently she was reading The Three-Body Problem, which I've already read, and I was thumbing through Rick Steves' Spain, because we're going to Madrid to climb in a few months. I recall a movie quote that escapes me where someone is explaining how a good test of a relationship is comfort, in being able to just shut the fuck up and relax in silence. Maybe someone can help me remember? And Overcooked is absolutely stressful, but that stress doesn't have to be bad. In a 4-person scenario everyone is inevitably yelling over each other. I play video games to relax, and have since I was a kid. She gets really hyped up. There's a planning/engineering aspect to this as you inevitably will fail a level, which is fun. She's a much more organized planning-oriented personality. I have noticeably higher mechanical skill at a PS4 controller and I can watch what she's doing and still throw chicken into pans across traffic. It's fun to blame each other for arcing up but nobody really takes the game too seriously. Also OP, all of this is actually just foreplay anyway. My fiance will do something completely normal and playful like a little poke or shake or something, and I'll go completely limp like I'm dead, and every single time he laughs so hard and goes, "OMG stop, I know you're faking it, stop," while laughing. It'll go on for sometimes 3 or 4 minutes until he tickles me, or I peek open my eyes, or he catches me smiling and yells, "Dead people don't smile." It never gets old, and I do it every now and again cause it's so much fun. My GF and I have movie list. The idea is this. I have a list of movies I love that she hasn't seen, and she has one of movies I haven't seen. We take turns showing each other a movie. I had her watch Howl's Moving Castle with me. She loved it. Next up is Spirited Away. Her movies tend to be more chic flicky, but I still enjoy watching them with her. Plus we've expanded to shows and she's gotten me into GOT, which I could never get into on my own. When it's all done we'll have seen each other's movies completely. You can learn a lot about someone from their taste in movies. Nerf gunfight. It's all fun and games until someone gets shot in the eye and someone else writes their spouse's name on the bullet as a reminder of that time that they shot their loving wife in the eye. Edit. I was wearing a half mask and my regular seeing glasses, but they kept fogging up and I thought, what are the chances he'll hit me right through the eye holes of the mask? Apparently the chances were good. I wear my glasses every battle now. Also, I did not have it anywhere near as bad as some of you. Last night before bed, we made shadow puppets on the ceiling using a phone flashlight and her hands. She giggled at all of my dumb attempts. My awful duck puppet led her to do a spot on Donald Duck impression that I've never heard her do before. Made me laugh hard. Find a board game the two of you like to play together. It helps if it has a theme you both or expansions that make it an ongoing thing. My boyfriend and I love playing the Arkham Horror Living card game together, and it's become a constant activity we can turn to. We have yet to replay a scenario because new chapters to the story keep coming out. Read. I like to read out loud and don't get the chance to do it often enough. So while my boyfriend plays games on his computer to wind down in the evening, I read out loud to him. It works for him when he can focus on the game and the story, like listening to an audiobook or podcast in the background, but maybe not the best if multitasking isn't your style. Cook together. Find something that you both like that isn't too involved, and make a night of cooking, or preparing if you work and need more of a crock or Instapot option, and eating with one another. If possible, not on the couch or in bed, but at the table. Feel free to dress up the table too, put a candle on there. Even if you cooked hot dogs together, make it the fanciest damn hot dog dinner you ever did see. Multiplayer video games can be fun too. I'm not a huge gamer myself, like, at all. Hand-eye coordination is it, but my boyfriend got a Switch recently and took the time to teach me to play Super Smash, and then we played together for a little while. Pop in a movie you've both seen before, and enjoy your own running commentary as it plays. Crack jokes, make comments, and enjoy the movie all at once. Blanket fort. Candles that won't cause you to be engulfed in an accidental inferno. Alcohol, nibble/snacks and a movie. Early 30s going on 12 years old apparently. We are just kids really, held back by social contracts and expectations. Want to make a blanket fort in your 30s? You make that blanket fort. You go Glen Coco. Look at old photos. Ones from back when you first met can be fun, but even better are embarrassing baby photos and the like. I was dated a girl for a few months and she was older, 19 and 27, but one time I was with her at her friend's and she was looking through old photos with them and goes, what age would we have been? Must have been like 19. So I just quietly whispered loud enough for everyone to hear, I was 11. She went sucking red, and then it ensued us throwing abuse at each other, while everyone laughed at me winning. How about working on a project together? Build something, paint a room, plant some flowers in pots, teach yourselves to crochet on it, then spend the time together talking, while your hands are busy. Do stuff that doesn't involve a screen, especially if you are feeling like you and your partner are drifting apart. Alternately outside of the house go for a walk, hike, or bike ride. It doesn't have to be long or strenuous, just time together where you share an experience. My ex used to stand on my toes to keep them warm every time I made her a cup of tea because the kitchen floor was cold. She wouldn't get off, even when I had to walk to the fridge to get the milk out. I'd just have to waddle there and back with her still stood on them. Always made me laugh so much. I miss her. Sigh. We watch YouTube videos, movies, TV series. We even like to wrestle in bed lol he's ticklish, and I freak out if he trapped me inside a blanket. So I try to tickle him, and he try to trap me in a blanket. We wrestle our way to win lol we always end up laughing out loud and screaming. We also like to massage each other, read articles online while cuddling. Sometimes we play cards too and this might sound weird, but I like to pluck his grey hair for fun lol he enjoys it, so it's fun for both parties. 1. General cleaning of the house. This seems odd, but cleaning the house with your with music in the background can be oddly fun. Once you're done seeing how clean and organized the house, and you'll feel that sense of camaraderie with your SO for tackling such a big tedious job together. 2. Workout. Home workout routines are fun to do together, and you can challenge and make fun of each other. 3. Puzzles. When you don't feel like moving too much, try working on some puzzles. 4. Video games. Especially multiplayer games that you can play on the couch on one screen. Like fighting games, racing, etc. Or something silly like the games where you have to dance. 5. Videoke. Especially while drinking. Careful not to annoy the neighbors. 6. Learn a new hobby together. A musical instrument, art, digital art, woodworking, cooking, baking, etc. 7. Learn a new language together. We meal prep then have a rotating selection of video games. Right now we have Pokemon Go and Escapists 2. Before was Minecraft and Blackout. Before that was Overcooked and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Sometimes we have Mario Party or Mario Kart. We basically have been achievement hunting all these games and then go back just for the fun of it. We play Minecraft together. It's fun working together to build a house/base and also all sorts of machines because he heavily mods the game. One time we had a decorations mod installed. I messed around with it and found I could make a baby crib, but the closest thing to a baby I could make was a creeper doll. So I put the creeper doll in the crib and said his name was Junior and that he was our adopted son. So then made it a game to mess with me by hiding him. Another time we had a mod that replaced the villagers with actual people and also allowed us to have a real baby. Our first son got bit by a zombie, so I locked him in his own personal dungeon until we were able to make a cure. We ended up having something like 20 plus kids because SO kept sneaking up behind me and pressing the make a baby button. Eventually our children started getting married to each other and having incestuous babies, so I had to build them all little condos so I could separate them and prevent our incestuous kingdom from further growth. I don't think they've updated that mod since 1.10. Man, I miss it. We just do our projects, art, and hobbies together. We brew kombucha and beer, grow plants and cacti, rearranging house and help organize things in each other's rooms. Currently helping each other learn Japanese. Also watching movies in Japanese too. Make fancy cocktails and drink them outside or on the roof. We did some life casting the other day. That was fun. Lots of dancing, hide and seek and scaring each other. Having a spa date and putting on face masks and having a bath. I made up body scrubs for this once. We do pottery together. Lots of cooking elaborate meals and making ferments and treats.